Hi everyone, in this Framer tutorial we're gonna create this great hero section animation with 3 icons that have a looping animation in the background. And as we scroll down, these icons take their places in the services cards. We can scroll back up to see again, as I set the repeat on in the effects. You can find both the starter and finished files in the description below to follow along and remix. So let's get started. As you see, I have this static service card. I'm gonna right click to it and turn it into a component. Now we can define service card component variables, right? So first I'll select the icon, and under phosphor component properties I will click the label name, and I'm gonna create a variable and name it icon. The only other variable we need is the text, right? So I will select it, and under text in the right panel I'm gonna click content and create a plain text variable and leave its name as title. Actually, we can also create a variable for the link, since in a real-world design these cards would be directed to the other pages or sections. So while the variant one is selected, since we want the whole card to be clickable, I will click link on the right panel, then click in the label link to. I'm gonna assign the link property to a variable. We can customize further if we need, like editing new tab and scroll properties, but within the scope of this tutorial we don't need it. To create the looping animation, I will select the icon wrap in the layers panel and click in the effects on the right panel. I'm gonna add a loop effect. In the effect settings I will make opacity 0.5, scale 2.3, and I will click 3D next to rotate and enter 360 for all 3 values. Next to scoof I will enter 54x and 74y value. To make the looping animation really slow, as we don't want a fast animation looping in the hero section, I'm gonna click linear next to transition and enter 40 for time value. Since we're gonna need another variant without any looping effect to use when user scrolls down, I will create another variant of the card component, and in the new variant I will select icon wrap frame and remove its loop effect. We also need a hover state in the static or non-animated variant, right? Since we're gonna use it as the variant users see when they scroll down. So while the variant 2 is selected, I'm gonna click hover/pressed button below, and I will select hover. In the hover state I will select icon wrap frame, and on the right panel under styles I'm gonna click the color and change its opacity to 100% to create a nice effect on hover. Since we've done all the changes and edits we need to do in our component, now we can create other cards for the services. So after going back to home screen, I will duplicate the service card and change its icon to devices and its text to uix design. To create the third card, I will duplicate it once more and change its icon to palette and text to visual design. Now that we have all the services cards we need, we can use them to create our hero section animation. I'm gonna select all 3 cards and click Effects on the right panel and select Scroll Transform. As trigger, I will select Section in View, and I'm gonna make sure that Viewport is set to bottom. For section, I will choose Services. Then I'm gonna click From, and I'm gonna set opacity to 0.06. I will make scale 10. And for Y offset, I will enter -380. And I will make sure that opacity and scale is set to 1 under 2 settings. Now we can preview our animation. as you see, it works great. A scaled up version of our loop animation with lower opacity, and when we scroll down, since the trigger is services section, they scale down, but their loop animation continues, right? So in order to make the loop animation stop when we scroll down, we need to switch our component to its non-animated variant that we've created. So while the three cards are still selected, I'm gonna click the plus button next to effects to add a scroll variant effect. And again, trigger is gonna be section view. We wanna set viewport to bottom, and for the section I will select footer. And since we need our component to switch to its non-animated variant as 2, I will select variant 2. Let's preview our animation. And now when we scroll down or press the down icon, after taking their places, our services card's loop animation stops, right? And they have a nice hover effect. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, turn the notifications on, and check my other videos. So see you in the next one.